Good evening. This is Kilo 4, Papa Echo Whiskey with the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net. And now let me get started here. I've been well prepared. I've been going for over a week, but I'm ready back in the saddle again. There's no emergency or priority traffic, or I would have heard it already. But if there is, just break in and tell us what your problem is. But please call 911 first. For information on this net, you can go to YouTube and put my call, into the search block there, K4PEW, and you can watch the analog meter on my radio. See how your signal compares to others. You can also listen to signals you might not otherwise hear if your antenna is in a bad location or the other station is too far away. Also, you can go to 146415.net. Information on Simplex I think it's pretty good. Pretty basic stuff. Also, you can go to groups.io and sign up for our email reminder system. It's also a place where you can ask technical questions and get support from local hams. There's about 200 local hams in there. Also, you can send me an email at k4pew@arrl.net. Well, and the groups.io, you can just put in MJSS, or you can, MJSS will get you in there. And their search block, Mount Juliet Simplex design. Purpose of the net, we're conducting that, as you probably already know, on 146.415 FM Simplex. The purpose of that is to have fun, figure out who we can hear, who we can't hear, and figure out how we're going to finance if we're able to. Remember, family finances come first. But figure out how we can get a better situation and a higher antenna and a better one. As far as events or announcements, there is, just to be clear, today's the 1st, so this coming Saturday, today's the 1st and it's Saturday. So next Saturday is the 2nd Saturday of the month. I had it backwards in my mind for some reason, maybe because I've been going for a week. So the Saturday is a breakfast at Golden Corral in Hermitage. Can't miss it. Look it up if you don't know where it is. We have a good time. Hope to see you there. Other announcements, this month does have a summer simplex contest for VHF, UHF, and I forget what that's called. I'll look on the thing again, but you can, if you have any questions, let me know. It's a nationwide contest. It's not really a contest, it's just an event. Big event on simplex, VHF, UHF. Let's see, and tonight, of course, the nets are, by the way, so this is net number 912. We're doing the net here tonight on 146.415 FM, and then we're going to be going to 144.240 upper sideband, and then we're going to be going to 50.135 on 6 meters, that's upper sideband, and then we're going to 223.415, which is on FM. So, is there any other announcements I need to know about? Yeah, I know there's an announcement. Sunday night, that's tomorrow night. There's a 10-meter net, 7:30 p.m. Check it out. It's at the same frequency we normally do the 10-meter net. On Wednesday nights, 28.415. It's handled by Michael, KM4YRF. No more announcements? All righty, we'll jump right in there. Like I said, we're doing net number 912. And we're starting from the west, but we're going to take a mobile and if people are short on time first. Anybody mobile is short on time? That was a rousing success there. How about anybody from the west? Please come down.
KO4OTV.
Hey, where were you on the D-Star net there, man? Where were you?
I just got home. I haven't been here 10 minutes tops.
Okay, it's good you don't have it written. Next time it's going to require a written excuse.
I thought about y'all when I was out. My mom and them came into town from Wisconsin, and we've all been with them most of the day. We met up there trying to get some plans together for a house they're going to have built in the Dixon area, and they're just trying to get everything in order and all that. They got to sell their house first, which they've got it about ready. They'll probably do that in around the springtime, so they got a little ways to go yet.
Yeah, moving and even building a new place is quite a task. I've done that once.
And doing it for that long a distance, this has got to be, at their age too. I think when she's 65 or 66, and her husband's 76, I think, or 77 now. So yeah, it's probably not good. We still have people do it all for sure, but it's just the stress of having to do it all from state to state.
Yeah. Yeah, my most unfavorite move I ever made is one block.
No doubt. Well, that's not bad at all there.
I don't know. It's either if you're going a farther distance, you load the truck. You got 2 or 3 hours to or maybe 10 hours, maybe a day to the next. I loaded the truck. I went down the other end of the block and moved in, and it unload the truck. I just loaded.
Man, that's the best one I have to say. I don't know if I've ever had anything even relatively that close.
Yeah, it was funny. Anyway, like I said, that was my least favorite move. I mean, my favorite move is when I moved for the first time when I got married. All they had was a car and some crap in the back seat.
That's my kind of moving.
Yeah, very good. Anything for the Nets tonight, Joe?
No, that's it for me tonight. Directly after this net, is that how it's working tonight?
No, it's 144-240 upper sideband first, and then over to 6 million.
That's right. I mean, I don't know where I got screwed up the last time, but yeah, last week I was out here. That's what it was. Last week I was here for the DMR and D-Star, but I guess they didn't have them.
I don't know. I wasn't here. I was up in Long Island, if you can believe that.
Oh, I knew you weren't around, but I didn't know you were there.
Oh, it was like it's like going to a penal colony.
Was it smoky?
No, but it was. My wife says I haven't heard that many horns honk on the road ever.
Like downtown New York.
No, this was this is east of New York City on Long Island. It's near if you have to look it up. It's Elmont, New York is where we all stayed, and then we stayed for a period of time in Huntington Station, which is farther out, about halfway out on the island. And then we also stayed at a place called Ronkonkoma, New York. It's no, it's all nice out there. It's much like it's kind of like more rural residential. It's not. It's got a lot of open spaces, a lot of forests, a lot of animals. It's really quite nice. Way out on the east, you don't even feel like you're in the island. In New York City.
I got a guy that works with us. He's from Long Island. He was describing it to me, and it sounded like a pretty nice place.
Yeah, but it is expensive. I mean, it's almost crazy to think about living. I mean, that's my friend of ours we stayed with. She has a house. It's a two-story, 3-bedroom, small 3-bedroom, 1 bath with a basement, and it's got a garage and it's got a lot that's probably 1/8 of an acre. It's a nice little lot, and the houses aren't too close together. The taxes are $1,000 a month, $1,000 a month just for the taxes.
Oh my God, I don't pay that a year.
That's what I'm talking about, man. It's like, and it sounds crazy, but it's $1,000 a month to pay taxes. And that's not one of the nicer houses on the block. I mean, it's a nice little house. Don't get me wrong, it's very nice, but there's people paying much more than that. It's crazy. It's like insanity.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass on that. I like the South too much. There's no way I can live in those crazy states up there anyway. That's what my mom and them are trying to escape from. But Paul, I won't hold it, buddy. I know you got this net to do, and I'll holler at you later. KO4 OTV.
Very good. That was Joel in West Ashland City. Who else is West?
Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo.
Hey, Greg. Good to hear you again. No changes since we talked on DMR.
Nothing at all I can think of.
Yeah, very good. Actually, everybody sounded good on DMR tonight. In some ways, it was just as good as FM, regular FM. Yeah?
Everything's been a little better than usual tonight. Maybe the storm's cleared some bad vibes up.
Yeah, that's right. Scared away all the bad vibes. All right. Anything else?
No, catch you on the next KD4 TV.
Very good. That was Greg in Antioch. Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo. Who else? West.
KC4TNQ.
Hello, Charles. You're not on the same. You're not on the DMR radio, are you?
Am I on the DMR radio now? No.
So I just didn't know on the radio if you had that one that has the other side to it. That's FM. Yeah, that was funny how you reprogram something and it doesn't go well.
Actually, I was trying to program some of them summer thunder programs, and I knew I could do it. It was just getting around to it. And of course, which one did I mess up? The one I needed.
Which were you using the computer to do it?
No, I just keying it in through the handlight.
Okay. Yeah, I always found it easier and a little more coordinated to do it on the screen or on the PC for screen.
Yeah, I would have, but I didn't have that laptop out here. I got my backup laptop out here right now.
Ah, very good. I can remember when I didn't even know what a laptop was.
Well, I can too. But interesting story about you going to New York there, and I heard just the tail end about the airplane business.
Oh no, that was just nothing. There's even more to that story. I'll probably have to write a little message to my group. And just between LaGuardia and Kennedy Airport, two of the busiest airports in the country. I don't think they're the busiest. I think Chicago O'Hare is busier. But man, well, just give an example. I don't know if you heard that part. I have one of those Garmin watches that for fitness. And just on Thursday, the day we traveled down to Kennedy, between going to BNA and then going to Kennedy through Raleigh, because we had to travel through Raleigh for a connection, I stepped 8,000 steps in that day.
Get your miles in that day, huh?
Oh yeah, well it's good fitness. It's just you don't realize how much walking you do when you're dragging a suitcase around.
Oh yeah, I made two. I've flown the airplane more this year than I ever have, and I've only made 5 trips on the airplane, and I did 4 of them in the month of May and June.
Oh boy, that's quite a bit. Was it on training missions? Was it?
No, that's where I went to Utah for my daughter's graduation, and then we went back for her dissertation, where she was official doctor.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. That's great. That's really great. You must be very proud of her. What's she doing next?
Well, she's looking for a job now. She's still working there at the school, but she's looking for jobs.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll do fine if she's got her doctorate.
Yeah, she was already offered one in Maryville, just south of Knoxville, but she kind of turned it down. It really wasn't what she was looking for. But anyway, don't want to tie that too long there, Paul. 7-3s. Have a good one. KC4, thank you.
Very good. That's Charles in West Nashville. Kilo Charlie 4 Tango, November, Quebec. Who else is west?
KG4 LV, Jack and Donaldson.
Hey, you didn't miss anything up in the New York metro area since you've been there last.
Well, I know it was smoky up there.
No, it wasn't smoky this time. I had one of the girl we were staying with. She said she did, but I just think she's hypersensitive or something because it wasn't bad at all.
Well, it was smoky down here, and it came from up there in Canada, wherever the fires are.
Oh, we can blame Canada. See, now Canada needed to be thrown out of the mix because here they are screwing up all that global climate change stuff.
Yeah, and cutting down trees and everything. Contributing to whatever they're contributing to.
No, it's funny because when you look at a map, their country is as big as it looks, man. It is giant. There's parts of Canada that have never seen human footprints.
I know. Didn't realize the population was so low until I started working with some Canadians, and they told me it's like at the time it was like 1/10 the population of the U.S.
Yeah, California has more people than Canada.
I guess that's why their taxes are so high.
Yeah, they're a much more socialist country. They pay. I think I could be mistaken about it. It's around 40 or 50% of their income in taxes.
Well, I'll tap out and let you get to the rest of them tonight. Thanks for doing the net, Paul. KG4 LV.
Very good. That was Jack in Donaldson, Kilo Golf 4 India Lima Victor. Who else is west? Down to the south. Please come down. I think we had a double in there, but Tony won. KF4 KFQ. Good to hear you in there, Tony.
Good to be heard.
Yeah. Are you using a different mic? You sound a little tinnier than normal.
No, that's the same mic.
Oh, just sound. Maybe it's my ears.
Yeah, well, I'll have Amazon drop ship you some Q-tips.
Why start a new trend?
Yeah, right. I know. Anyway, welcome back.
Yeah, very good. That's good to be back. It's it really is. I got away from the airport last night. No, Thursday night. Thursday night when I got away from the airport and out of the mess because the airport was a giant mess. Last night, that night at 7 o'clock. And as I was driving east on 40, I felt like I was in, luxury land. There was hardly any traffic, and the weather was nice. Nobody was giving me the finger or honking at me.
Well, you should have felt like right at home up there. But anyway, you were lucky probably to get an airplane flight out of that part of the country, because the news down here said that basically air flights out of the Northeast had been at a standstill.
Oh yeah, that was a mess. It really was a mess. In fact, when Delta made arrangements for me to get back on a flight to here, it went from LaGuardia to Charlottesville, which most of you know where Charlottesville is. It's in up north, kind of the northwestern Virginia. And then I went from Charlottesville on a little plane to go north to Dulles International, and then went from Dulles to Nashville. So it wasn't easy to get into connections. Anyway, anything good for the net, Tony?
No, that's all I got.
Yeah, it was Tony, Kilo, Foxtrot 4, Kilo, Foxtrot, Quebec. Anybody else west or south?
Comment.
Hey, go ahead, Michael.
Tony sounded way better on DMR.
He's using the same antenna, too. Tony, did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard it.
Yeah, I'll let you ignore it. I haven't figured out what's going on. You got a one-way antenna or something? Is it just got an arrow? Have you got your antenna upside down or something?
Yeah, probably so. I don't know.
Using clothesline for feeder.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, anyway, yeah, it's interesting, Mike. He did sound, to me, he sounded better on DMR. I think it was a little smoother and a little cleaner, but I don't know why. That's a very strange observation. Anyway, anybody else south, please come in.
NUT.
Did I hear NUT in there?
Hey, Paul, how you doing tonight?
Great, I forgot your total call there. I got the NUT. Which is it? Hold on, don't tell me. Okay. I forget what it is now. It's been so long.
NUT.
Ah, there you go. NA. Yeah, you guys went crazy on us, and you got two of you anyway got calls outside the area, and it throws me a curve every time.
That's right, but now we're down to 2.
Oh yeah, no, I know. Well, that's unfortunate, really. And one of them left the area. He couldn't stand to be with us,
Yeah, that's right.
So how you doing, Carl? I haven't heard from you in a while.
I've been busy, but doing good. Yeah, I hadn't heard you on the phone net forever neither.
Oh, I know. My schedule is such with my wife work. She gets off work at 2, so I get up at 2. I go to bed early, about 10 o'clock. Then I get up with her at 2, and we spend a couple hours together, and then go back to bed by about 4:30, close to 5 sometimes. But I can't stay past 6, because then if I stay past 6, then I sleep into the afternoon. I just can't do it that way, because then I don't get to spend any more time with it.
Oh yes, sir. I got you. So yeah, we're opposite. I'm early person.
Oh yeah, no, I used to be early. I'd be up at 5:15 every day. Which I could still do that if she didn't work that shift, but that's not how it's working out.
Yes, sir, Paul. Well, I'll let you move on with it. Great to hear you tonight. Y'all have a good one. NADNUT.
Yeah, very good. Good to hear from you. That was Carl, November 8, November Uniform Tango, and he's down there in Franklin. Good to hear from him. I haven't heard from him in a while. Who else is south? Please come in.
Kilo Echo 4, Sierra Yankee Victor.
Very good. Recarping, Carl, good down there, Larry?
Yeah, okay.
And it should be. He's not too far. Well, he's just a little bit northwest of you, so I guess it's not too bad. Well, very good. Did we only have 4 on the D-Star net tonight?
That is correct.
Yeah, well, we only had 5 on the DMR nights. We're not making any headway, I don't think, but we'll see. Anyway, anything else?
No, man, we'll let you get on with it. K4 is Fleming.
Yeah, very good. That's Larry. He is in Rockville, and that's Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor. Good signal, by the way, tonight, Larry. Who else is south? Hello, David. You on full power?
Yes, sir. I'm on full power.
Well, I got a copy, but there's a lot of noise in there tonight, more so than normal. Yeah, I got a real rough copy on that. But if you said good luck with hello to everybody on the net, that's good. Because really, I could tell you were there, but all of a sudden your signal just got covered up by the noise. So anyway, that was David. He is in Reedyville, Kilo, India for November, Delta, November. Again, normally he's got a good signal, but not tonight. It's odd. Because Larry's down in Rockville is good. We'll see how the net goes on here. Who else is south? South or east?
KG4 CXE, Kristen Rural Hill.
Man, you're not going to wait for last anymore, Chris.
Well, I figured I was listening. I just go ahead and jump on in.
Yeah, that's good. It makes it a little more organized, I guess.
We like the disorganization, right?
Oh, it's not disorganized. It's just lack of.
Well, how have you been? It sounds like you've been traveling.
Traveling sucks so bad.
It does, man. I was thinking, I was listening to you say that it's tiring. You get all these. When we came back, we had about an 11-hour travel day. I think is what it was on the way back from that conference that I went out to Vegas, and it was because of 2 flights, but it's just a whole day worth. Just it's brutal. It took a long time to recover from that, but yeah, I don't like it as much anymore. I love flying, but I don't really like the time it takes to do all that stuff.
Yeah, they had. I should have taken a video at LaGuardia on our last flight out from New York. And I would say, without missing a beat, and the check-in area for just the security, just to get into security, and there was probably 10 or 12 stations, maybe more, but the serpentine lines that ran through that big open area lobby, it's outside of the security area. I'd venture to say there were 1,000 people.
Yeah, ours started when we were out in I guess a hallway, if you will, and then it started snaking through, and it goes to another room, and yeah, so they might have changed it. It might even be bigger now. They were remodeling the last time I was there, and that was in 19, so it's probably quite different. But
LaGuardia is beautiful now. Last time I was there was in the last century. Actually, it was the last century, in the 90s, and it wasn't a pretty place, but now it's beautiful.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, well, it sounds like there's security stuff. There's just so many people. You can only keep so many people going through it at a time.
I know. I went through I forget where I was when I went through the first time, and I walked up through the thing, and the woman asked me, because they weren't supposed to. I walked up. They may have told me to take off my shoes, but I didn't. I forgot about it. And I got up there, and the woman says, "How old are you?" I'm like, "What kind of question is that? How old am I?" And I said, "Well, I'm 74." She goes, "Okay, take your shoes off." I guess if you're 75, you don't have to take your shoes off.
That's wild. That doesn't even make sense. Everybody's got to take their shoes off.
So, as a terrorist expert, I think I could just zoom right through and blow up the place. If I was 75.
Yeah, it's wild, man. It's always a fun time going to security.
Yeah, it's just a pain. You got to live with it, unfortunately. In this case, you see, everybody's a suspect. That's what they turned us into. We're all suspects.
Yeah, you just go through and just feel, awkward like everybody else, standing there waiting to be kind of frisked, if you will, digitally or virtually or whatever. But yeah, it's just part of it. I mean, I'm glad it's there, but it does take some time, and it's just kind of a pain, because sometimes they'll make you go back through it, and there's no reason, at all, other than they just need to verify.
Yeah, I think next time I want to go, I'm gonna take some manure-ridden shoes with me and put them through that machine.
Oh, don't take any chains in your pocket. They'll think that you've got something going on.
Oh, I know. I had to take off my belt on one time I went through. Just silly. In fact, I didn't take the hat off. The guy took my hat off and inspected the rim. Inspected the inside of the. Yeah, just everybody's it's unbelievable. What did I think it was? Bringing in razor blades in my hat.
Yeah, they inspected my waistline for materials of explosive materials and things.
Wow. Anyway, yeah, that's the trials and tribulations of traveling. Anyway, anything else for the net, Mr. Chris?
Oh, that's it, man. Just trials and tribulations of the flying to the flying buses. Yeah, that's it. 73, Paul.
Yeah, K4. That was Kilo Golf for Charlie X-Ray Echo. He's in this rural hill south of me. Who else is south?
East.
That too. East. Please come down.
JM4YRS. And we had 6 on C4FM.
Oh, awesome. 6. That was, we went 5, 4, and 6. So I don't know. 6 is pretty. We've had more than that though. Wasn't there more than that on C4FM, like 7 or 8?
Yeah, Yeah, I remember there being more.
Yeah, there's good times. Yeah, it just seems like not everybody seems to be up to speed on those things. Anyway, anything good? How's Emily doing? You said okay, but she just might need more surgery.
And she's kind of miserable right now. She's in a not a real cast, but a splint, I guess is the best word to describe it. And she's in considerable amount of pain, just waiting for to hear from Vanderbilt to see her surgeon.
Yeah, even hearing the word surgeon bothers me.
I hear that, man. It bothers her a lot.
Yeah, well, hope it gets fixed correctly and everything goes well. Now she's got to go rehab again. Is that what the deal's going to be?
Oh, I'm sure of that.
Okay. Oh well, everything else going all right?
Yes, finally got moved, thank God. And now the real work begins, trying to figure out a place to put it all.
Yeah, just throw it all in the living room, work around.
It's all in the garage now, where my temporary shack is, and I'm having to work around it for sure.
I bet you I could throw out half my crap and I wouldn't even miss it.
Me too.
Yeah, it's weird how much stuff we collect over the ages here. Anything else for that, Michael?
No, that's all, Paul. Thank you for what you do, and I'm glad you're back.
I'm really good. I'm back too. Still recovering, actually. Who else? That was Michael, KM4YRF. Here in Mount Juliet. Who else is east?
W4MU.
Hey, did you sell any of your stuff there, Jimmy? Yo, Jimmy. You're dropping out on me. This is Jimmy, W4MUF. You still there? Dropping out again. I got not a word in there. Sounds like a bad connection or something, but I'll come back to you. Who else is of east? Anybody else east or north besides Jimmy?
WB0NOL.
All right, I had two in there. Whiskey Bravo 0, November, Oscar, and Kilo Echo 4, Tango Whiskey India. That was Wes. Wes, how you doing?
Good. You said north, so I jumped in there. Yeah, MUF. I heard his call, then he dropped out. Maybe he's confused along or something. I don't know. But, things are good. I'm out here in the Jeep and working on it. So I guess I'm technically mobile, sitting here. And I've heard most stations. So anyway, not up for that. KE4TW.
You don't have your, you don't have anything up. No, that's right. You don't have anything up on the tower yet. Your elevation can't be very good then.
No, but height above average terrain is 10 times better than where I was in Watertown. So that's obvious. So yeah, the tower section's on the ground, the concrete is curing. I've got the guy wire assemblies all ready to go. It's just I got to wait a few more days to make sure that it's done safely. But everything's good here. KE4TW.
Very good. That was Wes. He's in kind of north of Possum Town, if I have that correct. That's Kilo Echo 4 Tango Whiskey India. He's actually mobile tonight, working out on his vehicle, working from the mobile unit. Heard Jimmy, you still there? Yo, Jimmy, I think it was a check-in since I heard his call. I heard Mark there. Mark, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, Paul. Don't really have anything. Just wanted to say hello and glad to hear you're back.
Hey, I know you've done a lot of communications work commercially. I had my mobile radio, my tri-band with me that has the, I can pick up the air bands and the tower control, the tower and everything. And we were in Charlottesville, which is not a busy airport. And my wife says, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm listening to the tower." She goes, "There's nothing happened." I go, "There's no planes out there." I think in total 2 commercial planes took off and 2 or 3 light planes.
Yeah, I listen every now and then, but it gets pretty boring pretty quick. Not much to hear.
It does, but we caught a segment of it, and the tower apparently gets bored because I didn't catch what the pilot said on a light plane that was coming in. But his response was, he says something to the effect, our runway's a lot bigger than you are, buddy.
Yeah. Well, that's probably true. But anyway, I spent a little time out on Long Island. Stony Brook. Did you go through there?
No, I've been through there, though. That's quite a busy area due to the university.
Yeah, it's pretty laid back when I was there. It was a long time ago. But it was a pretty area. And then we drove way out to the East End. I don't remember what's out there. Not much, I don't think.
Now, a bunch of rich people, a bunch of snobs. By the way, Stony Brook is one of the 2 universities in the state of New York's college university system, because they have a medical school there. The other one's in Buffalo, of all places. They have a medical school. So those are the 2 big universities in the state. The rest of them, they started changing their name to university, but they haven't added like doctoral programs. And that's what you have to have in the university, is several doctoral programs. I don't know if it has to include medical or not, but I don't understand any of that. All these fancy names and titles.
Yep. Well, I just remember it was a pretty area and cold in the winter.
Yeah, well, you have to learn to like it. It's like the South. You have to learn to like the heat and the humidity, and you just get used to it. I know I was used to it as a kid up there, and when I grew up in the North, and after 30, I was 30, yeah, 47 years I lived in the South of the Mason-Dixon line. It was either in Tennessee or Florida, so I'm kind of used to the South.
Yep, you are. I think when I flew in there, I think it was still called Idlewild.
I'm pretty sure you're correct. That was. Now, you know what? I don't know which one was which. I don't know when Kennedy got read. Maybe that was Idlewild. Is that possible?
Yeah, I think it is possible. Although I really don't remember. I don't know. I mean, I remember it was a pain in the butt. That's for sure. Mohawk Airlines.
Yeah, I flew that a lot. We used to call it Slowhawk.
Yep. I was flying from New York up to Burlington, Vermont one time on Mohawk, and the pilot says, well, he says, it's going to look like we're going to land, but we're really not. It was a DC-3. They came down, they touched down, threw a leather mail bag out on the tarmac, gave it the power, and took back off again.
Yeah, that's a drive-by, you say.
Yep, airmail.
Oh, that's funny. That is, I haven't heard of anybody doing that ever, I don't think, just dropping off mail with a sack. No, it was funny when you say that about Idlewild or Kennedy or LaGuardia. I only know of them. I grew up at the other end of the state, as you know. And to us, New York City was a foreign country. I mean, it was 6 or 7 hour drive from us. So it would be like, it's like living in Key West and thinking about the Panhandle. It's kind of like it was for us.
Yeah, well, I was raised in Indiana, and it was like a foreign country. Anyway, carry on. Talk to you later. WB0NOO.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, that was Mark. Whiskey Bravo 0 November Oscar in northwest Wilson County. Who else? North?
W4NUL.
Ah, there you are. What happened?
I forgot the rig was on battery power, and every time I key up, so the battery was weak, and every time I key up, it drop out.
Oh, well, that makes a lot of sense then. How you doing?
Doing pretty good, Paul.
Oh, very good. Did you sell any of those things you were selling?
I got them up for sale, but nobody's bid on them any of them yet, though.
Well, make sure you might want to post it again just to be sure, because not everybody sees it. Sometimes I think that when people get mail, I think people getting a lot of it, like I do, you just blow it off.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Oh, did I tell you I had knee replacement surgery?
Oh, how'd that go?
Went pretty good. It's day surgery. You go in the morning, you got to get out in the afternoon.
Oh, that's awesome. Does it much pain afterwards?
There is some, but mainly for the first week, and then it just becomes sort of an annoyance,
Yeah, so I mean, it helped out a whole bunch of it.
Yeah, they'll get him more pain from walking on that knee there, and gonna have to do the other ones next. So, more pain, more pain ahead.
I don't know what they did years ago, but it seems so odd to me that it's so routine to replace hips and knees.
Yep, that sure is. It's a great thing, though.
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, you know, if we were born about 20 years later, we'd live forever. No, really, medical science has done such dramatic things, you know, replacing corneas, and man, it's just unbelievable to me. They can replace joints in your hips and knees, and do all kinds of heart surgeries. It's just unbelievable. I mean, it really is astounding when you look at it.
Yeah, it sure is. Thank God for all the people who do their work.
Oh yeah, I was reading on one of my flights. I was reading about in the early part of the 20th century, which doesn't seem that far ago, really, when you think about medical science. In the early part of the 20th century, if somebody was behaving in the what we would then call the insane asylums, they would actually beat the patients to drive the evil spirits out of them.
Well, there's an advanced approach.
It's hard to believe anybody even made that decision. That was a good idea.
Yep.
Anyway, anything else for the net there, Jimmy? Oh, very good. Hope you're doing well. That was Jimmy, Whiskey 4, Mike, Uniform, Foxtrot. You're in Northeast Montreal. Who else is any place now? Anybody, any place? Please come now. Any place? Who's any place? I can barely hear you.
Hey, good evening, AC9.
Oh, I actually hear you pretty good there, Steve.
You've been coming and going from here.
Yeah, no, you're pretty good. I can strong signal, a little bit of hash in there, but I can hear you pretty well at the moment. Everything going all right?
Oh, we're hanging in there. You know, just living through the construction socially and economically of everything. Breaks down, but we're slowly hanging in there.
Oh, yeah. Well, you might have heard me. I was up in New York City, and that looks like the economy's already destroyed.
Yeah, there are more illegal aliens being housed by the government than homeless people now.
Oh, I believe that. That's true in many cities, I think.
Right, the Howard Johnson's there, the tallest Howard Johnson in the world. The government pays for them to house illegal aliens.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, the person, we were staying with friends, and she said, I'm glad you're not having to go to a hotel, because the hotels, even the nice hotels, are filled with illegal aliens.
Right, and the best part is that the Howard Johnson's is owned by the Goops, and the other big hotel is owned by the Arabs.
It's unbelievable what we've done with all of these. It really is. It's almost hilarious. It would be hilarious if it wasn't so serious.
Well, like I said, you know, listen to Paul Craig Roberts. He does great interviews and articles, and he'll explain to you why we don't have a country anymore. People refuse to see it because we won't do nothing about it. All right, well, see if you got somebody else out there, the AC9.
Very good, Steve. Good to hear from you. That was Steve, Alpha Charlie 9, India Mike, and he's up in Scottsville, Kentucky. Anybody else? Please come down.
Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa, Michael and Lebanon.
Hey, Michael, I haven't heard from you in a little bit. You doing okay?
Doing all right. Got through the storms okay. Did a little wind test on my antennas, though. I've never seen them bend that far over during that wind we got.
Yeah, that was some serious wind. I did not expect that, because when I looked at the weather before the storm, around noon, it said 10 to 20 mile an hour winds. I looked out the back window as that storm moved in. It was more like 40 to 50 mile an hour wind.
That's true. I mean, it was like rough. I heard the wind first, and then it was like it just hit all of a sudden. And we lost power a couple of times, and now I got to figure out a COM port situation on my FTA computer. Doesn't seem to recognize the COM ports anymore after we lost the power.
Oh boy, maybe there was an electrical glitch that caused it. I don't know. Yeah, I was telling my wife I was thrilled. I have this very large maple in the backyard, and because it had a lot of lower limbs, big lower limbs, and I'd already had a problem after those derecho winds of 2020, and I lost a couple of big limbs there. And I had a tree service come in and take out all the big lower limbs, and now it has a lower wind profile, you know.
Yeah, I was kind of glad we don't have any trees either in the front yard or the backyard. But I tell you, I've heard a lot of people have lost trees today.
Oh yeah, my neighbor across the street, I think he lost 3.
Yeah, I know there was Well, one of the people I used to work with said that over in Smith County, they lost a tree across one of the major highways.
Oh boy. Yeah, it's amazing how big those. Well, I heard from somebody. I don't know who said it. It was on a National Weather Service, or it was some analytical weather guy from somewhere. But he said that the one of the problems that they're seeing is it appears that the tornado alley is moving east towards us.
Wow.
I don't know if anybody else heard that.
I haven't heard that, but I'm hoping that's not how it happened.
Well, no, but we certainly do have, from my limited experience of 12 years here, that high winds can pick up pretty good coming from the west.
Well, like you say, I don't have a trees or anything to blow down, but I definitely don't want to have hit my house. I know we had that one that hit Lebanon here a few years ago, and it did its number on a lot of houses, and even the local funeral parlor. It took them 4 years and legal action to get back in business.
Oh wow! Blew the lids right off the coffins, huh?
Almost literally.
Wow. Yeah, that's well. Again, it's like everywhere. Everywhere, not everywhere, but most places have weather issues that are, possible danger. I wouldn't want to live in Oklahoma or Illinois, Indiana, where those tornadoes are seem to be coming through every year.
No, that or where they have the ground shake earthquakes going on.
Oh yeah, I know. It's just like I said, there's always something. I probably moved to a location that I thought was safer than here, which I don't know what that would be. But then they probably have an earthquake, huh?
I know I was stationed down in Key West for about 3 years, and we sweated every hurricane that came through that area.
Oh, Key West is horrible because it's hard to escape.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place until the weather turns nasty.
Were you living on base there?
Yeah, I lived on base there. When I got down there, I was a single guy, and then I did something stupid and got married.
Yeah, I've been down to Key West a couple of times. It is the last. I think it might have been the last time I was there, and I can't remember what year that was. I go down there, and it set record temperatures for heat. It was like 100. I don't remember what the temperature was. It was so hot. I only stayed 2 days because it was so unbearably hot in Key West. And Key West hasn't got a lot of trees, and so we drove up to St. Augustine and spent the rest of that week there.
Yeah, it's something you got to get used to. It doesn't take but just one season, and your blood thins out. And when it gets down to 7 degrees, you feel like you're going to freeze to death.
Well, the other thing that's funny is that we were staying at one time on Grassy Key. I think you probably know where that is, south of Key Largo. And the water was very shallow around that key. I don't know if they're all like that. But the water temperature, when you stepped into it off of the little pier, the stairs off of the pier, was like stepping into a bathtub.
Yeah, I used to do a little snorkeling out there because it has such beautiful things to see out there in the water. But you could walk for days and be up to your waist, and all of a sudden it would drop 30, 40 feet.
Yeah. Well, Key West it's interesting. I think almost anybody who wants to see it, because it really is a neat place. It's the close. Well, it actually is. It does have the southernmost point in the United States. That's right. It does have the southernmost point.
Yeah, it does. And we're also about 90 miles from Cuba. That's the first thing I noticed. I was closer to Cuba than I was the United States coastline.
Oh yeah, no, that drive down the Keys is quite a trip.
Oh yeah, and I did it in 1980, where all the bridges were one-lane bridges, and so it was a tight knit drive going down through there. But by the time I left in '83, they had changed all the bridges over to where they were pretty nice.
Oh yeah, no, they're very nice. Anyway, yeah, I was never made it down there when I was in the Navy, but I made it down there as a civilian. Anything else for the net there, Michael?
Glad to hear you back, Paul. I hope you had a good time when you time off. It's good to hear you back on the net. And I guess I get to let you get back to it since it's getting close to that 9 o'clock hour.
Yeah, very good. That was Michael, Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo, India, Papa, in Lebanon. Anybody else, any place, anywhere? I'm hearing fireworks outside my house, even though I got the headphones on, so somebody's having fun. Anybody else checking in tonight? Please come in. All right, big 16 tonight. Where was it? 144-240. 1240. So we'll be looking for check-ins there. Does anybody want to check in before we jump over there? All righty, 144-240 is where we're going. K4 PEW. This is K4 PEW. Sorry for the delay. I don't have that one programmed in this radio as yet. I should have it in there, but I don't. This is K4 PEW on 144-240 upper sideband. Looking for check-ins from the west. Please come in. Kilo Bravo 5, Echo Charlie Victoria. How are you doing tonight? You missed the FM portion. Oh, really? Where? Well, that you're not that far away, are you? Oh, I guess that's right. I guess that is correct. So how are you doing now that I got you here? Yeah. Do I have your call down right? Oh, it's Whiskey Bravo. I've got a Kilo Bravo. That's threw me a curve there. Sorry about that. But yeah, no, a sideband always seems to get out better than FM, doesn't it? Right, right. I got you. Anyway, how goes it for you otherwise, Larry? I don't hear from you that often. No, you're doing fine here. I can hear you real fine. Full quiet. You know, it's not a big, robust signal, but it's full quieting to me, and it sounds great. Well, yeah, it shows you on your QRZ page. It shows it to be 50 miles, which is pretty good distance, and there's a lot of stuff between you and me. Yeah, I imagine so. It's interesting because there are a few ridges over there on the south end of Davidson County. Yeah, very good. Anything else for the net? I'm glad to hear from you. Very good. That was Larry, Kilo Bravo 5, Echo Charlie Victor, and he's in Lyle, Tennessee, southwest about 50 miles from me. And a good signal on upper sideband. Who else is west? Please come down. Hey, you sound good tonight there, Greg. Were you copying Larry at all?
Yeah, better than usual. In fact, all the band's been better than usual for me tonight. I even heard the Scottsdale station was at 839 AM or 829 AM. Yeah, 829 AM. But I got heard in before.
Oh yeah, no, it was surprising how good his signal was tonight.
Yeah, it's good all around. Nice and quiet propagation good.
Yeah, very good. That was Greg at Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo in Antioch. Who else is west?
KC4TNQ.
KC4TNQ. You sound good. Were you copying that station up in Kentucky today?
In Kentucky, or the one you talk about, Larry? The one you just talked about?
Oh, Larry, yeah, down in Lyles. Were you copying him okay?
Yeah, he was like that's one to me, but I didn't hear him.
Yeah, no, it was very, very good on that. Upper sideband is better for most conditions that FMs would be not good.
Yeah, you're on vertical antenna, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, okay, just checking. So I may use the same one that we do on FM. So, okay. All right, good time to you, Paul. 7:30. Thanks for doing that.
Very good. That was Charles, Kilo, Charlie 4 Tango, November, Quebec, in West Nashville. Who else is West?
KG4 ILB, Jack and Donaldson.
You sound too good, Jack. That's everybody else is seemingly weaklings compared to you.
Hey, I heard Scottsville. They were really coming in good, and I heard the guy in Loud. But I wanted to say, as we were leaving the FM, KI4 SIB, Richard was trying to get your attention to check in.
Oh, really? What was he mobile or something?
I don't know, but it was right after you said, okay, let's go to the upper sideband, and I heard him trying to catch your attention.
Day late and $1 short.
Okay. I just wanted to throw that in there.
I'll take that as a relay, though.
Yeah.
Very good. That was Jack at Kilo Golf 4 India Lima Victor in Donaldson. Who else is West? West or South? West, South, or East?
KM4, wow, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm off just a little bit, aren't I? I mean, not mentally. I mean, my radio.
Well, glad you're back. Glad you're doing your thing.
Yeah, how does that sound better? Is it I'm at 240.02.
I'm sorry?
Does my voice sound any better to you?
Yeah, it sounds better since you're back.
Oh, that's not what I'm talking about. It seems like I'm off frequency to some people.
Yeah, just a little bit, not much.
All right, well, I'm on 140. I just changed it to .04, so I think you sounded better to me, so I presume I sound better.
Yes, you do.
Very good. That was Kilo Mike 4 Yankee Romeo Foxtrot here in Mount Juliet. Who else is East?
KG4 CXE.
So you sound. I need to change. Everybody's got a personalized frequency offset for me. How do I sound, Chris?
So I put the clarifier on and put you 100 hertz off, like down, and it sounded better. So it was almost perfect. So I was wondering if I was off. So maybe, I don't know.
Well, I just went up to .10, and now you sounded perfect to me.
Yeah. So now I'm back on 240.00, and you're dead on again. So it might be, what is it, 100 hertz? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, 100, 101, whatever.
It's close, but yeah, it's a little bit off. But hey, yeah, you sound good.
Yeah, very good. Well, on sideband, it doesn't much matter. You're just interested in communicating, not worried about audio quality. You know?
Oh yeah, sounds good though. And I've been hearing the signals far out. That I don't know that new signal that was in there. I can't remember the location, but it was very low, but I could hear his voice.
Yeah, that was Lyle, Tennessee, Southwest, about 50 miles from me. Well, approximately the same for you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, very good. That was Kilo Golf 4, Charlie X-Ray Echo Chris in Rural Hill. Who else is West or East? Or South or East? Or North? Speak now or forever hold your tongue.
You got a question?
Yeah, what did you say?
You got a question?
Question, go ahead.
If I work with my board, I guess it makes you want to make it a clarifier.
That messes with. It's too bad. What we need is AI for our clarifiers.
Very good. Thank you for TV.
Very good. Any other check-ins? Please come now. We only had 7, but that's 7's better than nothing. Anybody else out there? I'm listening intently. Anybody else out there? On 144.240 before we go to 50.135. All right, then that's where we're going. 50.135. We'll be there momentarily. K4P then.
Oh, I still can't do 6 meters, but I'll be thinking about you.
All right, we'll be thinking about you, but we won't be able to hear you.
All right, good deal.
All right, this is Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey on 50.135. 50.135, upper sideband, looking for check-ins from the west. Please come now.
Kilo Oscar 4, Oscar Tango Victor.
All right, got you in there, Joel. That was Joel. Kilo Charlie 4, Kilo Oscar 4, Oscar Tango Victor, and he's in west of Ashland City. Who else is west?
Kilo Delta 4, Charlie Victor Echo 5, Echo Charlie Victoria.
Ah, very good. I got Larry in there too. We got a couple in there, but we. Greg, Kilo Delta 4, Charlie Victor Echo in Antioch, and there was a double in there, which we had. What do you call it there? I get his call right here in a second. Kilo Bravo. Where? I'll get it right here in a second. Hold on. We had Kilo Bravo 5, Echo Charlie Victor in there from Lyle. So you coming in good? How you copying me tonight, Larry?
Yeah, Q5 QFB, Q5 QFB. Just a full element home pointed at you there, 50 feet.
Oh wow, because I'm on a little horizontal, like one of those square, I forget what it's called, a little square one.
Well, the horizontal we don't hear you at least.
Yeah, no, you sound good. Anyway, that was Kilo Bravo 5, Echo Charlie Victor, and that's Larry in Lyle, Tennessee, about 50 miles southwest. Who else is west or south? West, south, or east?
W4 MUL.
Ah, very good. Sound good in there, Jimmy?
You too.
Yeah, very good. Who else was in there west? I mean east?
4 YRF.
KM4YRF. We got you in there, Michael. You sound good. Obviously, it's hard not to. 2 miles. Anybody else west? I mean east?
KG4 CXC.
I'm not going to adjust my clarifier, okay?
Hey, I was going to tell you, I turned that antenna sideways, so you know the polarization and it changed 10 meters is tunable, but I don't know how well it works on 6.
Ah, okay, very good. No, you sound pretty good here.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, really, it's very good. Kilo Golf 4, Charlie X-Ray Echo. He is in Rural Hill on a modified, I'll say homemade, but it's a design by others that seems to work pretty good. It's a dual-purpose 10-meter, 6-meter antenna. Who else is east or anyone? East or north? KC4TNQ got you in there. Charles, that's Charles. Kilo Charlie 4 Tango November Quebec in West Nashville. Who else is west? Or anywhere really. Charles was west, but we were on east. I was looking for north. If anybody up there north. Nobody else? Any place, anywhere? Please come down. So, all righty, we had 8 in there. We had 7 on 144, 240, and we had 8 on 6 meter. That's an oddity, but we're going to move right over to 223.415. We'll catch you guys there. K4PEW. And I'm going to end the stream. This is K4PEW signing off. This is K4PEW.